Hello, everybody. It's Penny Shelton, and I'm happy to welcome you to another holiday episode of Foodie Friday. This particular episode is dedicated to fun and festive and healthy Christmas cocktail recipes, all of which are guaranteed to make you want to kick up your heels and deck the halls this holiday season, and all without a hangover. You know, no party is really complete without a nice selection of delicious drinks, right? I think that holiday libations can and should be fun and festive, but they don't have to include alcohol. So, the great thing about choosing to drink consciously this holiday season is that you'll never have to worry about who's driving home from the party. So, today I'm going to be sharing 4 special recipes with you. First of all, I'm going to be making holiday fruit punch. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic. You can find it in Raw for the Holidays ebook on page 59. I'm also going to be sharing a raspberry pomegranate spritzer recipe, a Christmas crantini recipe, and my personal favorite recipe for raw holiday eggless nog. We'll be making the punch and the nog. So let's go check out the Liquid Lounge and see what's happening in there. Come on. Okay, let's start with the ingredients for the holiday fruit punch. What I have here are about 10 small juicing oranges. The recipe calls for 8, but you know, I always like to go just a little over. So, and they're small, but actually, juicing oranges yield more juice than the old regular navel orange. So, we'll see what happens. The recipe calls for 6 apples. Of course, the juicier the better, but I just grabbed what was available organically at my local Whole Foods for the best price and picked those up today. We're going to also add in 1 cup of fresh cranberry. Now, I might mention before I go any further that on the citrus, 1 lemon. On the citrus, I'm going to juice it with one of these kind of old classic reaming juicers. Okay, that's just what I'll use on that. And then on the cranberries and apples, I will actually feed them through my Omega juicer, which I love so much. I can't even tell you how much I love it. If you don't have a juicer, it's not a problem. You can totally blend up the cranberries and apples in your blender and strain them. So once we've got a liquefied juice of all of these wonderful fruits that are so wonderful this time of the year, we are going to add it to a blender carafe, and I'm going to put in just a little bit of coconut nectar, which is my favorite sweetener of choice right now. It's low glycemic, it's raw, it sort of has bumped agave nectar off of the charts in my book anyway, and the recipe calls for a cup of it. I'm probably not going to use that much. That seems excessive to me, but sometimes if your cranberries are real tart and the lemon, your apples aren't sweet, you know, you're going to really just need to blend this up to taste. So start off small on the sweetener and add it. You can add honey, agave, maple syrup, stevia, whatever your sweetener of choice is. But again, taste this mixture first and then add the sweetener, according to that. We're going to also add a little pinch of 5-spice powder, which, if you don't know what that is, it has cinnamon, fennel, cloves, star anise, and white pepper. Just a pinch of that's really going to add to the depth and make it a little bit more Christmassy tasting. And then I'm going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of additional amount of cinnamon because I like it that way. But these are all ingredients that you can play with. Once we're done with that, then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of sparkling spring water. I like the ratio to be about 2/3 punch and 1/3 sparkling water. That really adds a festivity to the taste. I like just that little bit of fizz. So let's go ahead and blend all this up and see what we've got. It looks like after the foam settles, I'm going to have about 5.5 cups of the fresh juice mixture. I have already added the spice, and I really only needed to add a drizzling of the coconut nectar. I mean, I don't even know that I put a fourth of a cup in. It's that sweet without it. So I really highly suggest that you make this to taste. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have about 5.5 cups, is I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this pitcher with sparkling water. So that's going to give us about 8 cups. Ooh, it's getting foamy. Now, that's what I call a holiday beverage. While the holiday punch is chilling, and before we start the raw nog recipe, I wanted to talk to you just real briefly about a couple of ingredients that I call for in a few of today's recipes. First of all, let's talk about kombucha. Most of you all have heard of kombucha, or kombucha, however you pronounce it. You can certainly make it yourself. We have instructions on how to do so in our Liquid Lounge. This has been off the shelves for a while. It's GT's Organic Raw Kombucha. It's the original flavor. That's what we're looking for when it comes to mixing festive alcohol-free cocktails. This is what I'm always talking about when I tell you to use kombucha, the natural, unflavored version. It's natural probiotics. It's very healthy and good for you. So if you are able to pick this up at your local health food store, it's a great alternative. I also had the pleasure today of finding this, Kavita. Have you all ever heard of that before? It's a raw coconut probiotic drink. It's very easy to actually make yourself, but unfortunately I didn't have any available. So this is, I've already been, sloshing it around, and it's absolutely delicious. The ingredients all seem to check out, and it can also be used as a substitute for alcohol in all of the drinks that I'm offering today. And it has a slight carbonation, a natural carbonation. Both of these products do, and so they're really great for making these festive drinks. I also always talk about it's best to make freshly squeezed juice whenever possible, but let's just see if I can get in here. Okay, yes, I know it's not alive, it's not raw, but one of my recipes calls for 3 ounces of pomegranate juice. If you have a juicer and you have a real pomegranate and you feel like doing it, that's going to be your best bet. But if you don't, I'm just telling you that although this does not have living enzymes and it's not raw, it does have tons of vitamins, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. So the Raw Food Police will not come and pick you up if you put a splash of bottled pomegranate juice in a holiday drink. Okay, there we go. Better than drinking a whole bunch of booze. And the last thing is Sweet Leaf Liquid Stevia has some neat new sweeteners that are flavored. They have natural essences. This one is English toffee, and it was sent to me by one of our Raw Food Rehab members, Debbie. Thank you so much. One of my recipes today calls for a hazelnut version of this. Always, it's totally optional, but have you used any of these flavored stevia products? What do you think about them? I'd love to hear your response. Okay, now let's get on to the eggless holiday nog. Here are the ingredients I have. I have 1 cup of soaked almonds, about 5 pitted medjool dates. If your dates aren't real soft, like these are super soft, they're going to blend really easily in the blender. If they're not that soft, I would suggest soaking them. I have 1 young Thai coconut that I've just kind of shaved the husk off the top. I'm getting ready to crack into that. We're going to scoop out all the meat and the water of that. If you don't have a young Thai coconut, you can use some really ripe bananas, like 2 ripe bananas. I just happen to have some ripe bananas. That would be a great alternative. You're wanting that coconut meat to thicken up. A banana would do the same thing. So either one of those is great. We're going to add a little bit of my famous coconut nectar cashew butter. Well, you can add a little tablespoon of that. It's going to richen up and intensify the creaminess of your raw holiday nog. It's optional. Cinnamon goes in. A little bit of vanilla extract goes in. And then I like to finish my nog off with a little bit of fresh grated nutmeg. And what I use to grate that on the top of it is this microplane. You've probably seen those before. That's what I use. Bottled, pre-grated nutmeg would be fine if that's what you have. So I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together. You've got the recipe underneath this video. I'm going to strain it, and then that is going to be our finished product. I'll be back to show you both the nog and the holiday punch in just a second. Well, the holiday punch turned out great. It's been chilling all this time in the refrigerator. Slurp. Oh, it's just a great combination of sweet and tart and spice. I love the little cranberries floating. You'll see in the photograph underneath this video the citrus fruits floating in the pitcher. It's all good. And then I'm not going to sip this just now. I've already had a taste of the holiday nog. It's decadent, I'll just say that. It's very delicious. I want to encourage you to try all of the holiday beverages. If you haven't already purchased raw for the holidays, I want to encourage you to do that as well. It would make a great holiday present for someone that you might know that's interested in adding more raw and living foods into their diet. I'll make sure to put a link to that underneath this video. Guys, I love you. I thank you so much for supporting Raw Food Rehab, me, the website through this whole year. It's been so much fun, and I love each of you so much. And I'll look forward to being back again with you very soon for another episode of Foodie Friday. I think we might have a little something coming up for New Year's. You better stay tuned. I'll see you soon. Bye.